Hi guys!
Hi everyone!
So today we've been given the chance to have a look around this incredible Westfalia Columbus 600D campervan here at Wander Home. Come and take the tour. So we've been looking forward to seeing this van because this is one of their 2025 models, all of the new bells and whistles on it, so we can show you all the different nice things that you can have as options if you're going to order one of these. Yeah, and it's actually, because it's a 6-metre van, it feels kind of comparable to what we've got as well.
It does.
Just obviously a bit different because it is a Columbus, so it's based on a Fiat Ducato.
Yes, and heads up, it feels bigger than ours.
It does, it does. Separate video though for a Sven versus Columbus, but do check that out.
Yeah.
But this video is all about this 600D. So I think what we should do, we should probably do a bit of a tour around the outside.
Yeah, I think we're going to do our usual, and this video is going to be much, much longer than we ever set out for it to be.
No. So a bit of a tour around the outside, then we'll get on the inside, show you the kind of the cab area and everything, spin the seats round after that, and then we're going to do the full living tour, aren't we?
Yep.
So as I said, this is based on a Fiat Ducato. This is a 180 horsepower engine in this one, and it's a 9-speed auto, so obviously a turbo diesel. By all accounts, the 9-speed auto in these is meant to be super smooth and a really good gearbox. Obviously with the 180 engine as well, that's the most powerful one that they do. You can get other models and things, but broadly speaking, people who order Columbuses tend to go for the bigger engine. It's just obviously going to haul it around a little bit better. You can see this is the current generation Ducato as well, with this new kind of face on the front of it, quite distinctive, and obviously it's a little bit different. This particular Columbus that Wander Home have got has got the Fiat extra package. It's like a premium package that you can buy for a fixed price when you buy one of these Columbuses, and it basically adds loads of extra stuff from the Fiat factory onto the van. So you'll probably notice this has got quite decent looking headlights. These are full LED headlights. It's got front fog lights. It's got what they call 360-degree parking sensors. So it's obviously got side sensors as well as the front and rear parking sensors. As we walk round, things like heated windscreen, it's got included. It's got electric folding mirrors. It's got blind spot monitoring in the mirrors. So it's got the little light that comes on in the mirror glass when somebody's in your blind spot down the side here. And that's why it's got these side sensors down here. It's also got keyless go, so the little buttons which are next to the handles which you open the door, so these ones here, means you can just have the key in your pocket, walk up to the van, press the button, off you go. There's no key in the ignition for this one either, it's a starter button. You'll see that when we get onto the cab a little bit later. Usual kind of affair, so if you've seen the mirrors before, you've got obviously the 2 split mirrors, you've got the bottom mirror, which actually on the Ducato do move, which they don't on a Crafter or MAN. That's your blind spot monitoring and stuff there, but really good, decent quality mirrors, easy to see everything that's going on. Down the side here, 2 windows, obviously that's your living room at the front, so you've got your dinette at the front, which is behind there. This one here is for your bathroom. Again, we'll show you all the bathroom, all that kind of stuff inside. Hatch for your toilet and everything down the side, all pretty straightforward. Alloy wheels on this. This has got, I think, regular tyres on this, by the looks of it, yes. These are camper tyres, so these are specific type of tyre. If you've never heard about camper tyres before, these are Continentals, I think, aren't they? Yeah, Continentals. They're designed with a slightly different rubber at the side so that it's designed to stay still for a period of time. So if you are standing your van for a month or two, not going anywhere, the tyres are designed to do that. So they just have a slightly different compound in them. Coming around the back, all pretty standard stuff really. Obviously your parking sensors at the back and all that kind of stuff. A couple of windows at the back here which do open, and they've got your blinds and all of that kind of stuff, fly screens and everything all built in, and obviously they open out, nice and big, so good, easy to get ventilation through. Camera at the top there as well on your third brake light, so you can obviously see a good view out the back, and then finally down this side, just a couple of things. So you've got an awning on this one. Again, when you specify a Columbus, you need to specify the awning if you want it. It's obviously a really nice big rollout awning at the top there. Light above the door, dimmable light for the evening, and obviously an electric side step as you would expect to be able to get in and out of the van. And I think that really gives you the kind of heads up on the outside. Obviously this is in a really nice, is this iron grey metallic? I'm trying to remember. I think it's iron grey metallic. It's actually a really nice colour this. Looks good with the decals and everything else. I think it's time to see what it's like at the business end with the steering wheel and the cab with Sarah.
Welcome to the driver's seat. So, in this Ducato, the visibility is pretty good actually. I'm quite impressed just as a first glance at it. Considering you've got these built-in blinds, so you get your built-in blinds on the doors, both doors, and across the windscreen as well. Those mirrors, I've got a perfect view of the view behind there, so well done on to Fiat on that one, very good. Got a lovely colour screen here in front of me, so that's clearly looks like a more kind of 2025 upgraded version of the Fiat Ducato there. Got this nice big screen that looks like it's where you've got your sat nav and everything that you traditionally get on these days. And it's also got an automatic air conditioning as well, which is your climate control too. So you can actually change the temperature in there, which is nice. We don't have that. We've just got traditional old-fashioned, do you want it hot or do you want it cold? And that's it. So that looks like a really nice upgrade there. Visibility out the front's really good, and like I said earlier, you've got these built-in blinds here too, and that windscreen looks to me like it's got the heater bars in it as well. So it's quite a nice driving position, quite nice and high up, definitely a van kind of feel to it rather than more car-like. Nice leather steering wheel that you get through the upgraded Fiat Premium Pack, I think is particularly what it's called. It's got that 9-speed auto box on the 2-litre diesel engine. And yeah, it looks really nice. And the one thing up here actually, which we might just need to sort of try and swing the camera around here, it's not the most interesting view, but this is the part of the Fiat Plus or Premium Pack, and that's a camera that's actually built into that rear view mirror there. So when the ignition's off, it is a mirror. So you're just looking at the back of the van, and as soon as you switch the ignition on, it comes into focus and you've got exactly what's going on behind you too. So a bit more on the tech that we've got up here up front. This has got adaptive cruise control, so if you're used to that in your day-to-day driving, that's the cruise control where it will essentially follow the car in front. So set the speed and it will brake for you too. We've also got a nifty little thing down here, which I think is part of the Fiat Premium Pack rather than Westfalia. And if I just open this up, you'll see you get a little Euro plug in there, so 2-socket plug socket, 2-pin plug socket even, 230 volts, 150 watts, so you've got a little inverter down there should you feel the need to plug something in that requires a small inverter in the front. Coming to the seats, pretty nice and comfy to be honest. You've also got heated seats, which is just the switch for it here on the back, just by the seatbelt plug. Nice captain's chairs with arms on both sides. These aren't upholstered, they are plastic, but they feel nice and sturdy. And as you'd expect with a seat for a camper van, they swivel all the way around as well, so you can turn them the other way. The front is height adjustable, the back is height adjustable, and obviously they go forwards and backs, as you would always expect a normal driving position to be altered, and that's on both the front seats too.
So I think it falls to me to set up camping mode, which is basically turning the seats around. It's as straightforward as that. So what you've got down here is a handle on the side. You push that, give it a good shove, because it's brand new, it's very stiff. Spin the seat round like that. One thing on the Ducato which you might not know is that they don't actually lock. the other way around. So what that means is it's a bit easier in the evening to be able to sit in one and kind of just move around a little bit. Some people might like that, some people might prefer it to lock, but in a Ducato, they don't lock. Then obviously you can just move it back a bit, then you've got your dinette ready to go. So I'm going to do that with the driver's seat, then let's get on to the business end of things for the camping. Come on in then. So let's have a look and see what we've got in here then. So if I start off, I'll let Sarah carry on in a few minutes. So first of all, this one has got a super special option at the top here, this panoramic roof. And that really is something which is lovely to have. I mean, it adds so much more light into the cab here at the front. Does come with a blind if you don't like the light, which obviously at bedtime is very helpful. But isn't that just fantastic? Proper glass as well. Really does set it off nicely here. Obviously you've got things like touch lights in the ceiling here, which you can angle and everything too. There's also some touch lights on the side here. And don't underestimate the little finishing touches that Westfalia put in their vans, because it's stuff like this, which when you're sitting here at night and you're trying to read something and you know your partner or your kids don't want to be blinded by a load of light and everything else, just having individual little lights like that around is a really nice touch, I think. So obviously you can see the way that this is laid out in here. You've got a front dinette, so this is where effectively your table goes on the side here on this rail. Table comes in here, and then obviously, as I said earlier, because the seats do move around a bit, makes it a bit easier to be able to eat a meal. Seating for 4, as you can see, and we'll show you how the beds work and stuff in a second as well, because this one's got a really trick front butterfly bed. Doesn't have a pop top on this one. You can have a pop top as an option, but it's got a very trick front bed, so we'll show you that in a sec. Loads of storage down the side here, just for, you know, all your belongings and other bits and pieces that you might want to store. That main socket there is powered from the hookup, and you've obviously got a USB-C and a normal USB-A socket on the side there. Now, let's talk about heating for a second, because you might have noticed there's a grill down the bottom here. And if you peek through there, you'll see there's like little radiator bars. Well, this van, in true Westfalia fashion, has got a really, really trick heating system. So it uses a water-based heating system. So it's just like your central heating in your house, where you've got coolant running round, water effectively running around all of the radiators. So this van has got radiators inside it. Doesn't use the very typical kind of blown air Truma type heating system. It uses radiators. So radiator in the side here, there's one underneath this seat which faces forwards into the cab. I think you're going to struggle to see it unless I move this. It's down in there anyway, and it blows. It's a radiator with a fan behind it, and it warms up the front area of the cab. And then you've got, you know, heating throughout the van, all run from that heating, cooling system. You've got underfloor heating in here as well, which sounds very decadent, and trust me, from having a Westfalia with it, it is incredible in the winter. So not only does it heat the floor around the kitchen area and when you come in the van and everything else, so water pipes effectively run underneath here, and you can control the temperature of it, whether you want it on or off. The best thing about it is you also get it in the shower tray. So on those cold mornings when you want to have a nice hot shower, you can get in there and have nice hot shower tray underneath your feet. Well, warm shower tray. It's not like walking on burnt coals, but it's a lovely warm feeling under your feet in the bathroom as well. So great heating system in here. And the one other thing I should say is runs off diesel. However, what is part of the Westfalia premium package that you can buy on this, which this one does have, that gives you that underfloor heating and everything else, but it also gives you the ability to run the heating on 230 volt or 240 volt hookup. So if you're on a site, you've plugged your van into the the mains, it will run the heating and the hot water from the mains, which is quite a big thing for Westfalia. It's only come in with the latest revisions. The previous Columbus models didn't do that, so it's a big thumbs up in terms of being able to do that if you're on a campsite with hookup.
So I'm not too sure how this has happened, but I seem to be the one back in the kitchen again. But there we go. We'll hold Will to having to cook dinner a little bit later, I think. So, welcome to the kitchen in this lovely Columbus van. I must admit I'm feeling a little dwarfed by it. And I know I'm vertically challenged. I'm just a smidge under 5'2", or 156 centimetres for you, those of you living in the metric world. But this is a very high kitchen block. Now I think this has probably got something to do with them being able to get a much bigger fridge in here than in the comparable new 2025 Sven. And that's probably because the Fiat van, so your base van, has got much straighter sides on it. So I think it's something called the tumble home of the Crafter, or the MAN, is quite a sort of curved side on it, and the Ducato is a lot more straight up, so you can actually get something a little bit bigger in here. And they've taken that space and fully utilised it. So you get one of these slide-in Dometic fridges that can open both ways, so for easy access when outside or for easy access when inside. And it's a different one to the Sven as well, because the Sven's still got some kind of drawers that you can pull out of it. But you can see here you've got shelves, bottom drawer for your veg and bits and bobs, some nice big shelves on the doors too, and you've got your freezer box up at the top there as well. Looks like it's got a little digital control here too for your temperature. We'll have to figure out whether that's a set it to the degrees that you want, or you just basically choose a power level on it. But I'm sure we can try and figure that one out for you later. So moving to the actual kitchen block itself, you've got your normal kind of traditional setup up here with a split worktop or split glass tops. So you've got 2 gas hobs and a built-in sink here with hot and cold water on tap, as you'd expect. So that's because the van's got a little boiler. Quite a nice size of sink there. Just make sure you put that tap down far enough before you close those. And just as a little campervanning tip, if you're ever using your hobs, always have your other bit of glass open too. I know it talks about how far away to keep your pans from the other bit of glass. Yeah, it's the true to form, the label's just on the top here, but very easy to smash your glass worktops by getting them a little bit overheated. So, got a bit of workspace up here, but you also get, and I think Will's going to have to get up and come and have a better look at this for me. In this van, because of the way that the cab sits in it, which I think you're a little bit closer to the actual front end of the van and the engine, you actually end up with a huge amount more space than we've got in our van here as well too. So I'd hazard a guess, and we can get the proper tape measure out on this later, that's probably about 40 centimetres worth of extra worktop that you've got there too, or bedside table, depending on how you want to use it. Got some ability to store some bits and bobs up here, and some other bits there that are actual shelves that are built in there too. A couple of touch lights there so that you've got a good amount of visibility of what you're doing in the kitchen. And then these cupboards above are pressed to open and a nice hinge support on it. So nice bit of storage there, which we don't get in our van. We don't have any storage above our kitchen worktop. And then it just kind of goes back here. And you can see from the step in that they obviously get quite a lot deeper as well. So in terms of your actual normal day-to-day kitchen storage, you've got these nice push-in and open hinges. And in this very first cupboard that I've gone to open here, you get these nice pull-out drawers, and I do like these for anything really. There's no real requirement as to exactly what you store in there, but nice easy access because you can pull them out. And then a good set of drawers that are in here too. So I don't think there's anything particularly special in these drawers. It is just literally nice big drawers. That's a huge amount of storage. But I am intrigued as to what this one is. Ah, okay. Utensils or cutlery, or both. In that case, very nice. There we go. And then this bit is obviously the back of your fridge there. Then you've got a couple more cupboards coming down this way towards your bed. Presume that's just another big drawer. Yep, cute. That's an enormous amount of storage in this one compared to our van. and a really nice big cupboard there. I suspect, and we might be able to get the camera down there and have a look, is that a wardrobe? Has it got a rail? There it is. So there you go. If you've got some longer things that you want to hang up, shirts, jumpers, coats, etc., you can pop them in there too. So I think that's probably a reasonable demonstration of what you've actually got here in the kitchen. Good amount of workspace and a good amount of storage too.
So let's talk about this special bed that we've got here then. So in the Columbus you can option this front bed, and that obviously takes this from being a 2-berth into a 3/4 berth without having a pop top. So this is really clever how this works. So the way that this happens is you take the headrests out of here, which I've loosened a little bit because they're obviously clicked in normally. So just take those out, and then the whole thing butterflies forward. So it's locked in place at the moment. You grab hold of this, start to pull it forward. You have to grab the back bit, and then as it comes forward like this, you just have to get the angle right, fold the back bit back. That goes down there, and then this folds down there. And then you've got a front bed. So obviously designed probably a little bit more for children and teenagers. You could probably just about get an adult on here. I'm 6'1", and it's going to be a bit tight for me to get on there, but I will measure it for you so you can see exactly what size it is. It does taper down the side here, so you can still just about come past. So no particular issue with that. You need to use the toilet in the night, you can do. It doesn't really get in the way of that. So yeah, it's obviously a useful option, and I think it's one that an awful lot of people seem to certainly ask us about. They're after a 6-metre long van with a fixed rear bed. Actually, how are you going to get more people in it without having a pop top? And Westfalia is one of those companies which has thought about it, and they've been doing this design for some years. I think as an option on this van, this was about £800. So it gives you some choices if you're thinking about having a bigger van from having a pop top small camper previously. So just before we get to the bathroom and the bed, a couple of points here. So you've obviously got some really big storage cupboards, and they're really deep as well in here for all of your stuff. You've also got down the bottom here, which I didn't mention earlier on, I like to call it a secret floor compartment, but it's not secret, is it? It's only secret if you put a mat over the top. So you've got a really nice big space here where you could use it for shoes or you know, anything like that. And there is a bit on the front here, I think, where you can unhook this. Look at that curved piece. And if you need to access that storage, you can do so from there. So it just means that, you know, if you've got something like a mat or a dog's bed or something over the top of that, you can still use it, which is good. Somebody's thought about it. Obviously you get a front skylight. That's part of, or a big one of these is part of the premium package again. And on this particular Columbus, they've decided to fit the 3-stage one, so you can pop it up in 3 different positions. So you've got fixed position there, and also fully open as well. Obviously you've got your fly screen and obviously your blind as part of all of that. So yeah, good to get some ventilation through the van.
So following on from my introduction to the kitchen, I now get the joys of the bathroom too. Well, shower room. So this is feeling very, very much like our van. Door opens nicely there, but it isn't quite like our van, it's the opposite way around. So actually in here, there's a few things a little bit different. So you get the wooden duckboard, and as Will said earlier, it's underfloor heating in there. Got a built-in toilet roll holder. You can see you've got a normal kind of Thetford toilet, which is your standard cassette toilet that you access the cassette from outside. There's a radiator behind this wall. So instead of a radiator in the bathroom, you just get some blown air heating from that radiator in here. And you can see you've got this lovely chrome finished hand basin there with your tap, hot cold water, some good storage there. And then this is really good spaced storage. Oh, I don't think we're quite on a flat pitch here. behind there, which is these mirrored cupboards, and we use those a lot in our van there. You just have to be a little bit violent with them to get them closed properly. Got a nice shower that's hanging up there. That's probably a little on the low side for the world, but it looks pretty much perfect for me actually there. And you can see on this van, you get a side window here for your ventilation. Little bit concerned that that doesn't look particularly obscure glazed to me. So you need to be thinking carefully about what exactly you're going to do, because I don't think you'd want to be getting your blind particularly wet, but I suspect that Westfalia have thought about that somewhere, but we'll have a look around. There, got some lighting obviously in here, quite nice. And this is, they've changed the colour scheme a little bit this year, so you can see you've just got this sort of darker, more kind of a mauve almost colour compared to the white plastic there. I can't see that there's a rail in here for any kind of shower curtain, although I can see some poppers. Yeah, need to have a little bit of a think about that one. But it's a lovely, lovely sized space actually in here, and considering I haven't moved this toilet out of the way at all, these toilets always swivel, there's plenty of room in here for showering, washing of hair, body, etc. Nice big space.
So in this model, the D, so 600D, you get a transverse bed, which means you sleep across ways in the back. 140 wide, 197 in width. Yeah, it's quite a decent sized bed that. No particular concerns there. You do get a step, which I think, yeah, I'm not quite sure what you're going to put in there because it's not big enough for shoes unless you take about a size 2. But it's useful to have a little step, although I have to say this is quite low anyway. So it's not the highest of beds, which is quite good for a lot of people trying to get in and out. Decent sized mattress you get with this. This is obviously doubled over at the moment. What we don't want to do is take it out of all the packaging and stuff because it's a brand new van. But that effectively folds over, so you've got a complete mattress. Obviously, you've got these really nice Frolly style springs in here, which just attach like that, but you pop them on, pop it back, and it gives you that extra bit of individual comfort underneath your mattress. So if you haven't seen those before, those are really nice to have for a good night's sleep. A couple of things that I've noticed in here while looking at this is they've now started to make this nice kind of
that is lovely.
Comfy, it's not carpet, it's like headlining material, but certainly in older models, this kind of hard material went all the way to the back, whereas look at this, beautiful. So it just makes it a little bit more luxurious up here. You've got touch lamps underneath. You've obviously got a bit of mood lighting in here as well. Westfalia think about the small details like, can you reach the light switches when you're in bed? And yes, you can actually get to some light switches back here, which is nice. I think having this here, Sarah talked about it for the kitchen, it's actually quite nice if you're trying to do something, have somewhere to put things like a book, if you've been reading overnight and those kind of things, you can pop stuff in there. The fact that you've got USB-C and a USB-A there as well, if you want to charge your phone up, you can do that. The person over the other side of the bed, because you obviously sleep one here and one here, USB-C and USB-A at the top as well. Little pocket on the side, you can pop your phone in if you want it on charge and stuff. Little practicalities which are really handy. In terms of this bed, underneath this bed, obviously at the back is the garage and all that stuff. The water tank for the van sits underneath that bit, and there's a bit of storage on the top of the water tank. And then underneath this side is your gas tank. So that's where you put your big gas cylinder if you want to put a big one in it, or you can just run it on a small Camping Gas 907 or something like that. You can put that in there too. Now the way that this bed works in terms of being able to get under there is quite clever. Let me show you. You have to flip the back up and then slide the front forward. So flip this bit up, you get hold of this, which is just a locking mechanism. So you pull it just to release the lock, and then the whole thing slides back like that. And if Sarah just passes me the camera over, that is where you put your gas bottle. At the back there, that is the top up for all of the cooling system in the van, so all the heating fluid and everything else. And then just behind there is your 10 litres of hot water. That is where that is. And I said there was some storage on top of the water tank. Here it is. So nice big storage area there for things you might not use that often, but good to carry around. Right, let's just finish this off then by going and looking at the garage. Loads of storage at the back here too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cupboards back here, plus a small hanging rail as well, which they're just there. Look, it's got loads of storage, and these cupboards, as Sarah showed you with these are deep, really deep cupboards. So if you're thinking about using packing cubes or anything like that for any of your clothes and stuff, loads of space in these cupboards. You're not going to run short in here. So finishing off then in the garage, you've got a shower here that you can obviously use outside the van. So you've got hot and cold, your shower attachment plugs straight in. This is where you drain all of your water and all that kind of stuff. It's got 100 litres of water, by the way, fresh, and then a separate 100 litre wastewater tank. Storage in the back here as well. So again, they tried to cut out as many little cubby holes as they can all over the place, so that you're able to store as much stuff as possible. They've even done, nice bit of insulation and some carpeting over the wheel wells and things, trying to sound deaden things as much as they possibly can as well. You can see that big radiator which Sarah was talking about for the back here. That heats underneath the bed and in the garage. So again, comfort is what they're really trying to give you with this van as much as they possibly can. One great thing about having a scissor bed like this, which goes this way rather than down the centre or anything like that, is that if you imagine you've got a mountain bike or a couple of push bikes, something like that, this is where you're able to then put the bike in here, turn the handlebars round, and actually you'll be able to get a bike in the width of this van. We haven't got a bike with us, unfortunately, otherwise I'd show you, but that's one of the advantages of being able to fold your bed up like that, because that does lock into place like that as well, to keep it nice and secure. So great feature as part of all of that. All of these bits and pieces here are all things like the insulated pad that you get for the rear. There's the winding handle for the awning and all of that stuff. Cab mats you get. That's your there's your
shower curtain
and all that stuff as well. Yeah, it's beautifully done. And as you can see, Westfalia custom make all of the interior panels and everything. So again, they try to give you a bit more storage where they can. All of this is all custom molded, just to try to finish it off really nicely. So I think it's a top quality job from Westfalia. Right, we've got to start talking about the price, haven't we? Let's go and have a seat, because I'm going to need to sit down, I think, for this. So hopefully this has sparked your interest in the Columbus 600D, and we better talk about the price, haven't we? Yes. Now, I should say August 2025 is when we're shooting this, and the prices are all retail prices. So if you want an up-to-date price for what this is, see if there's any deals, anything like that, talk to Wander Home and they'll be able to help you out with all of that. So, total price for this van.
Drum roll, please.
£95,787. Bargain.
We're not into six figures, are we? Right.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
But what did it start from?
Let's break that down then. So the basic van price for this engine and gearbox, so the 180 automatic
2 litre diesel,
76,665.
Okay.
Now, on top of that, £6,669 for the Fiat Premium Pack. So that's the pack which is the bits that they upgrade at the Fiat factory on the van. So it's the navigation, it's the digital dashboard, it's the LED headlights, the
adaptive cruise control.
The list is
this nice mirror.
The list is massive.
Yeah, it's a big old list,
and it's a huge difference.
Makes it from being very van-like into a bit more of a premium place to be. at this end of the van anyway.
Yes. Then there is the Columbus Premium Pack, which is the Westfalia upgraded bits. So that includes things like the heated floor, the 230 volt powering of the heating. It's got the shower, the outdoor shower at the back, the duckboard in the shower tray. Heated front seats are part of that. There's some extra,
Westfalia bit.
extra van insulation, a few other bits and pieces, but effectively that's £3,371.
So between the two of those, you've added just about 10 grand then, haven't you? Okay.
And then on top of that, this particular van spec they've put together has got metallic paint at 791, about par for the course. This front bed, 806. It's got a lithium battery from Westfalia, so from the factory, which is a 150 amp hour lithium battery, and Westfalia want £2,174 for that.
Does that include an inverter with it as well, or
no,
not? That's just the battery.
Just the battery.
Okay.
And I think as standard, this comes with a 100 amp hour or 105 amp hour AGM battery. If you didn't have that option, I just need to double check.
Okay.
The interior upholstery, which is in here, is £141. It's just a slight change on the normal black upholstery that you get as standard.
But I think you can go up through the levels on the interiors. So you've got basic cloth, and then I think there's a pleather, and then a leather above that.
That's right. So synthetic leather or whatever it is, and then actual leather
above that.
And I think the actual leather is around the 3,500 mark. If you're thinking about that, it's very, but it is lovely leather, I have to say. Then you've got the panoramic roof, which is at the front with the big skylight and things. So the panoramic roof, 2,278.
Ooh,
bigger skylight at the front here, 474.
Okay.
So these numbers add up, don't they?
It's a lot for some extra daylight, isn't it?
It's lovely though.
It is nice.
It's really nice. The couple of speakers you might have seen around the bed area, they were £170. Those aren't like special Bluetooth ones or anything like that, by the way. They run off the head unit.
No, I can imagine Will having fun with that when he gets up at 5 a.m. Oh, I think I'll just listen to some music with it right next to my ear.
The table which goes here to have an extending leaf on it, that's £331, which is quite a lot really for that.
It is a lot.
And then carpets for the cab and the living area and everything, 189, and the awning, so the rollout awning on the side, 1,328. So if you add all that lot up, and £400 for registration and all of that stuff,
jazz.
Road tax and stuff, 95,787. And it has to be said, for this kind of quality of van, that kind of 90-ish, 95,000 mark,
knocking on the door of 100, maybe a little bit more. That's
probably,
what they are.
It's probably about in the middle of the pack, because if you look at an Adria or you look at a Naus or a Heimers and that kind of stuff, if you go crazy on the configurator, you can easily get them into six figures. Bit of a sad state of affairs really, but it is a sign of the times that we're in. So yes, this is an awful lot of money. Yes, you're getting an awful lot for it though. In terms of the van,
it's a beautiful place to be,
and it's
really
really
nice.
well made. It's a really premium van. We absolutely love the Westfalia range, as you know. We own one, and this is no different. I think the fact that it's on a Ducato, which means that you've got the kind of slightly straighter sides, they've absolutely tried to maximise that space that you get in here, and it does feel bigger than our Svenheden, which is based on the MAN-TGE Volkswagen Crafter platform. So, yeah, it's a lovely van. It really is.
I really like it, and I like this new 2025 slightly different colourings, the different kind of wood effects that you get up here. These nice little chrome bezels around the touch lights that we don't quite have that. And that bit that Will pointed out in the bedroom area of the nicer upgraded sort of foam almost feel, nice and warm feel to it. That's a really nice touch. And I do miss that in our van.
Couple of other things just before we finish up. You can add a pop top to this.
Yes, true.
Which is interesting because you can also buy that with this bed downstairs. So if you're trying to carry 5,
or
It
6.
it
But
can
you
do
just
it.
well, you can't. You
5/6.
can't. Well, you can't drive with that many
That's the
people.
problem.
You've only got 4.
That's the problem.
4 seat belts, but you could potentially sleep 6 in it. So you could be those people that rock up and can house 2 people who didn't want to be in their tent anymore because the weather's got really bad.
It's true. ISOFIX, obviously, on the seats and everything,
Yeah.
as you would imagine. And there's a myriad of different solar options and stuff that Westfalia do as well. So whether you've got a pop top or not, there's solar options if you wanted to have those too. So much more configurable than some models in the Westfalia range. Really nice to be able to see that you can customize one of these. It's a great van. It's a great van.
It is lovely.
So big thank you to Wander Home for letting us have a look around this van. Pity the sun hasn't been out to make it really shine for you today, but beggars can't be choosers. Do check out Wander Home's website. Do give them a ring if you're interested in Westfalias in general. They've always got loads in stock to be able to have a look at, demo models, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Give them a ring and have a chat.
And as of today, they've got 4 Columbuses or Columbi, not
yeah,
entirely sure how you'd say
yeah.
it, and 2 in this colour, this
couple of
darker
different
grey,
colours.
and then 2 in a lighter grey, which is called
Is that the R10's grey?
R10's grey, which looks a little
grey,
bit
yeah.
more like a silver to me. So 2 in each of those currently in stock. So if you want to snap yourself up a cracking van in this summer, you can do.
Yeah. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon for some more
Campervan time.